And why this is important and what concerns me is that our country may come to a time when we risk breaking the faith with those who have served, and as this community of veterans continues to get smaller. When I look out here and I see my fellow veterans, my concern is that their memories, their sacrifices, and these traditions that we honor that are so important to our nation may diminish. Okay? So I want to impress upon us, each of us here, we must keep these traditions and ceremonies alive, all right, so we do not break faith with our veterans. I want to thank all my veterans here, express my gratitude toward the Legion for having me here, and then I do want to talk about one other topic here, and I think this is really important, and this is where the Legion, the AMVETS, the VFW, all those things, we have a role to play. One thing that I've really wrestled with through my 21 years of service is that I have lost more friends to the battle at home than the battles overseas, okay? I've wrestled with this for a while, and I've tried to figure out why veterans of my generation tend to struggle with their service so much more than the veterans before. And I don't think it's because differences in experience, or one group had it less, or one group had it harder, one group had it less. I think it's because we're not embracing these traditions and these communities and coming together like we have here at Winchester today. And this is just my theory, and it's speculative. I'm no expert on the topic. But my concern is a lot of the soldiers and a lot of the service members, as they leave the Army, they're not joining the Legion, they're not joining the VFW, they're not joining the AMVETS in the numbers that the generations before us did. That's why what we're doing here today and what you all continue to do, and I see my brother Sammy standing there at parade rest, so I'll try and be a little bit quicker so he doesn't have to endure it any more than he has to. But what I want to share is I've never felt more on edge in the moments before a mission or a patrol in Iraq, but I've never felt safer because my brothers were there, ready to fight like hell, not out of hate, but of love for each other. When that feeling of safety and love that the veteran community offers is taken away, sometimes some of our brothers and sisters may struggle, and too many cannot overcome it. I take inspiration from a good friend, John McCorkle, who invited me to a reunion he held in Georgia, 2018. I later organized a reunion for my old unit, those that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it wasn't well attended. We only had about 20 out of 100 or so that showed up, but it felt like coming home. We were safe together. We discovered that the bonds binding us were as strong as ever. So I ask us all to keep the faith. Encourage any veterans you know who are struggling to connect with their veterans organizations. And when only 0.83% of today's population is currently serving, fewer people know us and understand us like we do our own. I'll close with this. My 20 years of service have had my boots on the soil of 10 different countries, 11 if you count Texas, which I'm sure most native Texans prefer. They're pretty proud of the Republic of Texas saying there. They think we need them more than they need us. But anyway, despite what many like to say or believe, some people think it may be fashionable to talk about the decline of this country, and maybe it's not as great as it once was. But I can tell you from being around the world and seeing other countries firsthand, there's never been a country as great as ours, and never will be again, provided we're ready to fight like hell to keep it. God bless you all.
Thank you, Aaron.